the transistor is one of the most important devices ever to be invented. They revolutionized human civilization like no other technology. Whether you consider a smartphone, TV, laptop, supercomputer or any other processing device, at the heart, their processing units hold millions of transistors. Let's see what a transistor is and how it works. Mainly there are two types: the bipolar junction transistors and the field effect transistors. Here we will focus on bipolar transistors only. Transistors are made of semiconductors such as silicon. Each silicon atom is bonded to 4 neighboring silicon atoms. Silicon has 4 electrons in its valence shell. Each one of these 4 electrons goes for sharing with a neighboring silicon atom. This is known as a covalent bond. The electrical conductivity of silicon semiconductor atoms is improved by a technique called doping. If you inject phosphorus which has 5 valence electrons, it is known as n-type doping. With n-type doping, 4 electrons of phosphorus atom bind with silicon atom and 1 electron will be free to move in the system. On the other hand, if you inject boron which has 3 valence electrons, there will be a vacant position for an electron. This vacant position is known as a hole. This is p-type doping. This middle p region is very narrow and is very lightly doped with boron. If the other outer side of the silicon wafer when doped with phosphorus impurity, a NPN transistor is created. Similarly, PNP transistor can also be created by reversing the boron and phosphorus impurities for the 3 layers. You can notice that a transistor is essentially 2 diodes sandwiched back to back. Hence, whichever way you connect the power source, one diode will always be reverse biased and blocks the electrons flow and the transistor is in the off state. Now let's connect a second power supply between the middle base terminal and emitter terminal as shown. Now this is just a forward biased diode. Hence large number of electrons will be emitted from the N region and few of these electrons will combine with the holes and jump across the neighboring holes and flow to the base. But there are a lot more electrons that have crossed from N side to the P side, which will get attracted by the positive terminal of the first power source. As the middle P region is very narrow, the majority of electrons flow to the positive terminal of the first power source. In short, a small base current is amplified to a high collector current. Hence, when you increase the base current, accordingly, the collector current increases proportionally. This is a current amplification. If you introduce a weak fluctuating signal at the input, like in a microphone, you will get an amplified signal at the loudspeaker. In this basic circuit, depending on the value of the applied voltage, the transistor can be either in, on, or off mode. Here the transistor acts as a switch. This property of the transistor has opened the doors to the world of digital electronics and digital memory. Please support this channel by subscribing, so that we can continue our free educational service. Thank you.